Right, problem number one. We've got the flame, we put the hob on, yeah.
Yep.
We release like we normally do.
Yep.
Release like we normally do.
Like the burner.
And then when we release, it goes out. Okay. So I thought, we haven't done a little bit of a tutorial in a while, and I thought I'll wait for Kev to come in and we'll do it. So Kev, do you want to just explain why that flame is going out?
Right. I'll show you on this burner because that's going to be hot. You got your thermocouple there, yeah? Yeah? See your thermocouple?
Yeah.
Here's your leads off your thermocouple that go onto the back of a thermomagnetic valve. That's your gas sap. On the end of it is a thermomagnetic valve. The thermocouple creates milliamps, yeah? Which sends a signal down there, sends a current down there, keeps the thermomagnetic valve open. It's a coil basically, and when you push it in and manually reset it, that coil generates a magnetic force and keeps it. So when you release, the bit inside is still stuck to keep it open to let the gas through, yeah? If for any reason that fails, yeah?
Yep.
What will happen when you press it in, light it, it won't create that current. So as soon as you release, that goes and that drops out, right? So what was happening with this one was that, yeah? You were releasing, that was dropping out. Not necessarily the thermocouple. Change the thermocouple. It'd probably do it if you change the thermocouple, but simple fix. Your connections on here. You got to remember, you're going down the road, this van's giving it that, moving about. Yeah, like that, moving about. Things move. It's not like your kitchen, you know, your cooker don't shake about in your kitchen.
Good point that is, Kev, actually.
Unless you got it next to the washing machine, or you do other things on your cooker, but your cooker doesn't shake.
What are you referring to, Kev?
Well, we won't go into that.
Okay.
Spin dryers and all that. So these connections can become a bit loose. So the thing is, first thing before you start ordering loads of parts, get to it, which
is not an easy fight.
Which is a major job.
Because look how many bits we've got.
Yeah.
Look at that lot.
And in there, we've got a burner caps in there. We've got a glass lid round there.
Glass lid there. Yeah. We've took the door off.
Yeah, we've got the hot plate top off. Right.
And what Kev's going to do now, the professional he is, right, because we've stripped it all down, right,
I'm going to do that.
He's going to show you how to fix it. Now, don't try this at home, because only a proper technician should do this.
Yes, it's
just remember.
A slight technical adjustment. You get hold of that.
Hang on, we can't see that, Kev.
That bit there, yeah, that's where it plugs in. You get hold of that and just make sure, give it a twizzle. Yeah, twizzle, make sure you're getting a tight connection. Now let's try it. Yeah.
Right, go on then. Yeah, release the gas.
And it stays on. Easy as that. Now we've got another 40 minutes to put it back together.
Now, when you did it, Kev, was it loose?
You can't tell.
Yeah.
You can't tell whether it's loose. They all feel tight, but it's basically twist it and just make a decent connection. So you can't. It's not as if it's hanging off or anything like that. So you might think, oh no, it's all right. Get hold of them, give them a twist, and 9 times out of 10 it works.
So it was easier to strip a Ferrari than it was to strip this.
It's like putting a light bulb on a car nowadays, isn't it? You've got to set the front end off.
So what we'll do, Kev, while we're at it, we'll check all these other ones.
Yeah.
Because we've got it up.
Yeah.
We'll give these a clean out. Just explain.
Right, what you've got there now, you've got, easier to explain with this, with your burner cap. You've got your burner cap there, right? All these slots are on your burner cap, and then we'll check a burner cap. Is that the bigger one? Yeah.
Yeah, it's the biggest one, that is, Kev.
No, it's not. Sorry. No, it's an actual deal.
Okay.
It's not the biggest one. Right, so your burner cap. Yeah. Actually, it is. Yeah, that's the wrong one. That's on it. So this is your big one. So let's explain now. Your burner cap fits on. Drops on there like that. Fits on there. Now you've got all these slots here.
Yep.
And then this goes on.
What are the slots for, Kev?
The slots are where the flames come out of.
Yeah. Is that also letting air in?
but you'll notice a groove around the bottom, yeah? A little groove around there, underneath, yeah? Underneath there,
yeah.
That's a flame retention ring, right? So when that's on there like that,
flame retention ring.
A flame retention ring, because what'll happen once you light it, that flame retention ring has a glimmer around it and keeps all those burners on. So if you get any burners, you know, when you get a bit of wind or something,
yeah,
it'll retain the flame. So so you get an aeration. What you're getting now is your burner comes through, yeah. You get an aeration in your burner.
What's the bit at the bottom?
The bit at the bottom is your injector. That's where it's injecting your gas, yeah. So your gas is coming through this tube here, yeah, all the way into there and getting injected and coming through that. Right, it's then getting its air for combustion around it, yeah.
Yep.
With these ports here, and that's how it works.
And what's this white thing here?
The white thing there, that's your ignition electrode, yeah. Put your hand on it and I'll press it.
No, to press it.
It's like a spark plug on a car. You get high voltage, but it's.
We've done that a few times, haven't we?
There's no amps. It won't kill you. So that is the basis of a burner. So same, no matter how big or how small, they all work on the same thing, which is why you need air for combustion. If you didn't get enough air coming through to it, if you had a big sloppy yellow flame, then it's time to get it cleaned out and sort it out.
Mixture's not right, is it?
No, you get an incomplete combustion, and that is when you actually get carbon monoxide through incomplete combustion. You get carbon monoxide through incomplete combustion or lack of oxygen. So
it's a bit like if you don't put enough milk on your cornflakes.
Oh yeah.
Mixture's not right, is it?
Oh, no. So a brief description of how a burner works.
So, in a nutshell, Kev, if the flame's going out straight away,
yeah,
spend 2 hours stripping it.
Yeah. Take unnecessary screws off.
And 2 seconds twisting it.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, it's done the job. Should we try it again?
Let's try once more.
You see that's burning with a nice blue flame, that's burning well.
There you go.
There's nothing more annoying than when you can get it as an intermittent fault, which we were getting, weren't we?
Yeah.
The other thing when you're stripping it as well, things to watch you don't lose things, especially when you pull your tap knobs off, especially if your missus decides to pull the tap knobs off for cleaning. Yeah.
That's a good point, Kev.
Inside there, you see the little black thing there? That's a little spring clip so that it stays on. If that spring...
Show the...
Yeah. You've got a flat there, and that's where your spring clip goes there like that. And that keeps the knob on. Yeah, I don't know if this is... Yeah, there you go. Without that, the knob would be all wobbly and drop off. So if you've got a wobbly knob, check the spring clip's in it.
Spring clip?
Spring clip.
Where? In there?
Yeah.
And that's why I have a wobbly knob.
If you haven't got a spring clip, because your missus has decided to wash them, it's probably going down the bloody plug hole in the sink.
Exactly. So what's the next plan, Kev?
Next plan is put it back together. We're happy with that.
Yeah.
So it's all a case of reverse assembly. to remove your oven door. Yeah. See your two little catches there. You got one there, one there. When your oven door's open, you flick them up. Put your door back in there. Throw it all the way back in. Yeah.
The catch there.
Flick the catch off. Flick the catch off.
No, it stays in.
Then your door's in. So if you want to remove your door, flick that catch up, flick the other catch up, and lift your door off.
Comes out.
Yeah. They don't all have them, but quite a lot do.
And there you go, Kev.
And as you know, now the burner stays on. Burner stays on.
Oh.
The burner stays on.
Voila.
Oh, we've only got about 30 screws left, haven't we?
Where's the hot plate? Oh. That's not it.
No, that's not it.
Where's the hot plate?
The pan support.
Yeah. Oh, we've lost that.
Yeah. So it's just a case, put the pan support on. Actually, it needs a clean anyway now.
Yeah, well, is that pan support over there?
It is. Pan support.
Are you back off time lapse?
Yeah, yeah. Have you got it the right way around, Jason?
What do you mean the right way round?
Because you've got two burners one side, one burner the other. Spin it the other way around. Keep going, keep going, keep going. That's it.
How do you use the right way?
Burner, burner, burner.
Oh yeah.
Yeah?
Ow.
Now you might have to twizzle them little plastic clips around because obviously we have to take them off. You might have to spin them round now to
You
line.
put them on that tight. Do you want it? Hey?
Probably. Just let them screw off anyway, they don't have to be tight, them screws, they're not holding anything apart from there. Are you in?
I'm in.
There we go.
Done.
And there you go, job finished. Well done, Jason.
Well done, Kevin.
Even better, well done, Kevin. Right, let's go find another problem.
Okay.